Hello, everybody. This is Cholera, and I'm with Rise here, and this is the commentary of the week 5. Unfortunately, the commentator who was supposed to do it with Rise this week was unavailable for the week, so I am filling in. Rise, your weekend has been sort of eventful. What exactly happened last weekend? Want to share?
Yeah, pretty much my entire weekend sucked. I was without power and no heat, and it was just pretty crappy all around. Basically, we had a big ice storm in the New England area, and it took out, I don't know, 100,000 plus people's power, and I was one of them. And I had no power for 5 days. I just got power back this morning, which is, I don't know, what's today? Tuesday morning, I got it back. And finally, I'm able to do some commentaries and stuff. So if you guys are
Nice.
wondering what I've been doing for the past few weeks, that is it. And
So
you're
basically,
right, this is. What's
so
that?
basically, there was like a rogue Archon was dropped, and then it killed all your pylons, and now you just rebuilt your pylon right now, pretty much.
Yeah, except I also had no Vespine geyser because my gas system was turned off, so I had to build one of those too. So it kind of screwed me
Oh
over
man.
for a bit, but I'm back in action. And
All right.
anyway, on to the match. We got Flash versus Stork for the commentary of the week, as voted by you, and they're playing on the new Harmony map, and this is a pretty common map these days. They've been playing it a lot. We got Flash on the bottom left corner, Terran of course, and Stork the bottom right purple player. And what do you think, Cholera? We got some two heavy hitters here. Both have been playing fairly well, right? So what do you think the outcome of this is going to be? Good, bad, ugly?
Oh, this is absolutely crazy. I mean, for those of you who don't know, this is one of the major rivalries around right now. It certainly rivals any of the major ones. Flash versus Jadong narrowly lost to this, actually. Flash versus Stork, I mean, what can I say? In the beginning of 2008, these two were battling each other out, and it seemed that at every moment when it really counted, Flash would come out ahead. And there was this one week in the beginning of this year, of course, where Flash destroyed Stork 2 times in a row. First in the GOM TV Star Invitational, and then in the, of course, the OSL Finals, when he just completely demolished him. Introduced the world to the Flash build, incidentally, which is a Terran versus Protoss build, where you go for the early armory and you get early upgrades and you aim for a very long macro map. Before that, Stork was destroying everyone left and right with his carriers, but Flash's Flash build pretty much neutralized that. And, Stork was in a bit of a slump for half this year, but of course now Stork is better than ever. Obviously, he is not as strong since his OSL win. He's, he hasn't really been that active, but, I think this is going to be an incredible matchup. I think it's also incredibly close because Flash isn't playing perfect either, to say the least. He still is the strongest player in the Pro League, but in the individual leagues, he hasn't done so well. So I can't wait until what happens in this game. Basically, I'm very excited.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, Stork has been, he was playing exceptional, obviously, for a while. He slowed down a bit, maybe because he just won a title and he wanted to take it a little easy because I'm sure he was practicing like a madman for that. And Flash, on the other hand, not winning a title in a little while now, I guess. He's already the old winner. And so he's got to get back to it. He's got to start playing well, got to start beating better players. Not that he hasn't been, obviously he has. But he's got a lot of work to do to get back to his prior status, especially in the individual leagues. But it does not hurt to play well in pro leagues either. So I expect we're going to see a good match here. In the meantime, it looks like Stork has got his Cybernetics core down, and I think a factory going down for Flash right now. This is the first-person views. It looks like a Zealot, maybe. I'm sorry, was that a Zealot? My quality might not be that
Um,
good. Maybe it was just a probe.
Not sure. Yeah,
And
I think it was a
something
probe
heading
also.
over. Something heading over to Flash's base. So Stork gonna scout that wall and not know anything. He's playing in the dark basically right now against Flash, which is always a tough position. And it looks like a supply block about to go down in Stork's base. Yes, a supply
Oh,
depot block.
oh,
Wow,
that's just
not bad by
annoying.
Flash. What a
Nanner supply
bastard, huh?
depot. What?
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
you're
that in a
right.
while.
And what's Stork doing? Oh, Stork wants to kill the SCV. Oh, Flash. What?
Smart.
That's almost just like basically him, putting his hand on his nose and just kind of waving it a little bit, a little blowing a raspberry at Stork almost. That was not meant to
Awesome.
do any real harm, but it was just meant to be a little bit of awesome, basically. A little bit of a
It
tweak there.
was.
Yeah, I mean these two guys, like you said, have a long history with one. Like I was saying, has a long history with one another. Stork, all right, is going for the one gate with range upgrade. This can lead to all sorts of things. It could lead to a fast expand. I really like this map, by the way, Neo Harmony. It's just a great map that leads to a lot of. Oh, but look at this, Citadel of Dune. It leads to a lot of macro heavy maps and a lot of long games. Reminds me a little bit of Python in that respect. And you have your natural expansion. There's two entrances to it. There's a long entrance which is easily protectable by siege tanks, and then there's a small gap, just like Chapeng Ryong. You have a small gap to your natural, which can be an interesting map feature basically. And finally, you have a natural expansion that is behind your base, behind a temple, which can be destroyed. And I'm going to hand it off to Rise right now. I'm actually going
Ooh.
to have a little bit of a video buffering problem, so Rise, why don't you take it over until I talk again?
Definitely. We just saw a Templar Archives going down, so that's going to be interesting. We also saw a robotics facility going up for Stork, so I'm guessing we might see a little bit of DT drop action. And there is an eBay going down for Flash, so Flash will be prepared for this, I'm assuming, with some turrets at the very least. He may also get an academy up, but he's got that fast expansion going down, so he's a little limited on forces, and he may want to get his factories up before he goes that far. That probe is going to scout the fact that Flash is trying to move out a little bit, at least to get his natural claimed, and an armory going down for Flash as well. So looks like that factory is still the only thing going for him. He's going to get that expansion up and running first. Stork now getting an expansion of his own now that he sees Flash having one. And turrets are going down across the map. So Flash going to be prepared for DTs in the front, and I'm sure he's going to be well prepared to deal with any shuttles at the very least. And that's going to be
Yep.
tough. That's going to make it very difficult for Stork to do much of anything with these DTs if that is in fact what he's going, and that certainly seems to be the build he's got going.
Yeah, it looks like it is sort of the flash build in the early armory going up. We're seeing basically a one factory into armory. This is the flash build where he really tries to get those early upgrades. He pushes out when he gets 1-1 or a 2-1, and actually 1-1 is generally the timing. And the turrets are going up. He's prepared for either Reavers or DTs, like you said, and I think he's going to be fine here. Stork is going to have some problems here, although there is an opening here at the natural expansion. Flash sees the dropship coming. He sees a shuttle, and he runs away his SCVs, puts them back. This is going to be a little bit of a chase here, and Flash still does not know the contents. There's the DTs. I think now he knows the contents. And meanwhile, Stork pushing forward with 3 Dragoons also. Flash right now needs a turret near his main base, and actually I am buffering right now, so why don't you take it away, Rise?
Well, it looks like Stork is having a little bit of difficulty doing too much damage. The turret spread that he currently has is pretty decent, and he's covering most of the area except for a small portion of his machine shop of his factory. Stork, in the meantime, getting another build and trying to push in the front a little bit, sending in both DTs and goons. But there's a decent wall, and the one oh man, the one tank in the front goes down, and now that wall is very vulnerable to those dragoons getting in. But there are not that many forces of Stork, so this is not going to work out for him, and he is going to have to back off. He did manage to take out one tank, but at the loss of a DT. So Stork actually got a little bit of a problem here. He's got a second expansion up and running, so he is at least economically even, and he's disrupted slightly Flash's economy. Flash now getting a starport and some more turrets and comsat, so any more DT harassments are going to be pretty ineffective, although Stork did manage to block off the one of the exits of his bases before he... Nope, he's moving his DT out of the way. Never mind. So some observers coming out for Stork as well, so I'm not quite sure what tech switch we're going to see from Stork. I'm guessing some speed lots might be coming out very shortly. And other than that, I'm not quite sure what he's going. You got your buffer back yet, or are you stuck?
No, I see a science facility going up there briefly, and now
Yep.
a second armory going up. Is that what you see, Rise?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great. So Stork, meanwhile, has 5 gates going up. I am back and ready for action now. Stork also has a third base up now at the upper right. Interesting enough, he didn't decide to choose that temple natural. I actually think that temple natural shouldn't really be called natural. I guess it's just the base behind your base. It's actually kind of hard to hold if you destroy your temples because, well, it's not hard to hold, but it's very dangerous because if you if you break those temples and they counterattack there, they can get right into your main base and cause a lot of havoc. So it looks like Stork's deciding anyway to move out and take that natural. Meanwhile, Flash looks like he's going to break his temple. This is what I was talking about. And Stork set up a pylon wall there at the upper right. Meanwhile, Flash has that science facility up. We'll see if he decides to build a dropship or very early science vessel. I think it's most likely a dropship that's going to come out here. But the problem is Stork actually has vision of it, and we'll see what Stork decides to transition to. He didn't do that much damage with the DTs though, and I think this is going to prove to Flash's advantage. Flash might decide to push out pretty soon here, and Stork looks like he's going to be expanding double expanding here, and you might have a lot of trouble holding on here if Flash pushes out in the next 3 minutes or so, which I think he should be doing, because he needs to go on the aggressive here. He needs to go on the offense. Cannot sit back in his base. That DT rush did not really work at all against him. I remember it was funny though. I mean, in that series we did in the MST, what's his name? Harangi? Harang 2, which people are saying is Harangi, beat Flash with that DT rush. I think Flash was pretty peeved off by that.
Yeah.
Stork definitely wasn't able to do that this game.
No. Well, the one thing that I should be mentioned is Flash just got his second and third factory up, so he doesn't really have many units to really push out with. I don't know what he's been doing the whole time. I guess just busy getting his tech up. But he's been pretty walled in, and now he's only getting his vultures out finally, and able to do some harassments here. It looks like, I mean, he could get some work done, but if Stork intercepts him for one, which he does know it's coming, but it doesn't seem like he's going to catch that, actually. He is going to be able to fire on that command center, so if he might actually get the command center down if he's quick enough. In the meantime, that dropship is, no, he's not going to get that command center. In the meantime, the dropship is heading to Stork's main, and a cannon finally going up, but it's going to be too late, and now he's going to try to have to save those probes to the last second. And yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble. Here we see the first-person view of Flash as he micros around, and he's only just now scouting out the other bases. He never used ComSat, apparently. He saved them for the DTs, it would seem. And he's only just now finding out what other bases Stork has. I don't think he knows about the third and fourth yet. He could probably assume, but he does about the third, but I don't think he knows there's a fourth one up. It looks like he may have taken out a lot of probes, although I would imagine most of them were transferred. The dropship almost going down, and Stork, he's got to start getting some cannons down if he's going to be able to do some damage and, protect against the damage being done by the vultures. And with the dropship out, you can expect some more. Spider Mines upgraded as well, so a decent harassment from Flash, although more of just the annoying side of things than anything too effective. The Spider Mine's actually landing, one of them anyway, and some damage done. And all the bases have been scouted from Flash at this point, so and wow, Stork has to actually break his pylon block himself to go take care of the vultures in the back. So definitely a little bit of a lapse in judgment there. He's got to do a little bit better. Flash doing a lot of damage with just a few vultures, and now it looks like he is ready to push out.
Very nice harass there by Flash. It just shows how he can make a very, very small number of units totally deadly. That was basically one dropship there and 4 vultures, and he stopped mining in the main base. He also stopped mining at one of the 2 bases up there. But critically now, he is going to move out. The harassment phase is done for him temporarily, and he is probably going to go and try to push out and maybe set up a position where he could divide the 2 bases or divide the 2 sectors of Stork's bases apart from one another. If he can do that, he'll be in a commanding position this game. He might be taking that high ground there at the 6 o'clock location just for some positioning over where the Dragoons are going to have to go. And meanwhile, Flash double expanding himself. He's getting an expansion. Oh, Storm Drop, though, coming. Looks like Flash dodges with his SCVs. Complete dodge there. Very nice by Flash, and he was trying to pick up this natural here. Stork's natural expansion, actually. What is up with players and trying to pick up their opponent's tempo natural? Well, Flash is going for Stork's natural basically behind his base. Another storm on the tanks is going to do some damage, but not going to do too much. Flash seems adamant about taking this base. I thought it was a separate base for a second, but then I realized that's actually Stork's base. That's Stork's territory right there. And maybe he's thinking, if I can mine that out and then kill that cannon, if he can mine out even one of those minerals, he can bring units directly into Stork's main. And that could be disastrous for Stork.
Yeah, we saw a lot of this in Light versus 4GG actually, when they kept trading
Yeah.
their natural mineral expansions with the temples blocking them. And it's oh wow, Flash actually now inside, technically inside Stork's base, and doing a little bit of a push there with his dropship in a couple of units. If he can take out that temple, he may be able to do some damage to Stork's main, and at the very least, annoying very much. I mean, that would piss me off beyond belief. I'm pretty sure. And oh, DT actually getting in the back of the other. Oh, he was actually he was attacking through the minerals. So a DT stopping mining completely over there just by through the other side. Very effective. And Spider Mine's down, but not going to do too much, taking out a whopping one Zealot. And Flash going to deal with that one DT in his natural expansion very quickly and go back to mining there. So now Flash, by the way, has 4 bases mining, and the same goes for Stork, but Stork is definitely going to want to get one ahead. We see a line of vultures, a Congo line of vultures heading to the northeast base for Flash. I'm sorry, for Stork, and it looks like he's going to be blocked by Pylon, so he's not going to be able to do too much damage. There we see him pushing in from that temple position, and he probably left that temple up so to wall himself off basically. And wow, very brilliant play from Flash, taking out plenty of units with spider mines, and again being annoying, and Stork unable to do much of anything from there.
Yeah, Stork is busy defending at multiple fronts here, and this is what Flash is so great at. It's not just his perfect macro, it's his absolute dominance in multitasking, which is something even most Korean programmers cannot do, is, you know, try to hold off an attack and attack in 2 places or something like that. Flash does it very well. You know, Flash right now is at +1, +2. Stork also at, I think, 1-1 right now, so upgrades aren't that much in favor of Flash, but Flash has that early plus attack though, and that's definitely going to help him. Continuing to be annoying inside the main base here. He's just basically trying to out-micro Stork, out-control Stork, but Stork is not going to give in to that very easily. Note that Flash is mining from behind there at his temporal natural. He doesn't need that extra gas he feels, so he's going to be satisfied just mining the minerals sort of inefficiently, but that is okay because Terrans can get by fine with just 3 gas. And meanwhile, Stork, it looks like he's going to get a Stargate, most likely for Arbiters at this point, and Stork just trying to hold the middle of the map. As you can see here, there's a good group of forces there. Flash going to lose these vultures or run them away. Stork wants to hold the middle because Flash, he does not want to get flanked like he's about to. Flash looks like he's gotten a group of vultures to the upper right. The Observer can't even keep up here, I feel, because Flash is just faster than the Observers. He's got so many actions per minute. And, you know, you're right, he's not deciding to kill those temples. Meanwhile, what did he just kill? A DT, I think. But yeah, Flash just playing crazy good right now, I gotta say. And Stork's not playing badly at all. Stork's macro is crazy. He's got a ton of units moving. He's got +1 armor, +2 attack also. So this is a really, really fun late game here, it seems.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Stork is only reacting at this point in the match, you know? I mean, Flash is making all the decisions. Arbiter Tribunal going down, by the way, so you were right with Arbiters. And so, I mean, right now, Flash is pretty much in control of this game. He may not have map control, per se, but he does have, I don't know, mind control, in a way, of Stork by just completely messing with his head. I mean, he's pounding on Stork's main gateway production area, and Stork actually going around. It looks like he's going to try to hit Flash where it hurts and hope to catch Flash off guard. I don't know if this is going to work, and that wall is still there, and Spider-Mine's just going down now, so ooh, nice mine drags. A lot of difficulties getting through that wall, though, with all those Dragoons, and they're not focusing fire. Good storms, taking out a lot of vultures and the tanks. Wow, very nice storms. Oh, man, those tanks are way too clumped up. EMP going down, but I think there's actually a couple attempts in that shuttle, so they're actually saved from the science vessels if he did manage to pick them up. And wow, so Stork actually doing a pretty good job of getting back at Flash in at least a little bit. Another Stargate going down, so it looks like we're going to see double Arbiter production, unless he's just kind of throwing them off and deciding to go carriers after all. But I think we are going to see Arbiters here, and continuing to fight it off very nicely. So well done for Stork so far, but it's got to be mentioned, he is throwing a lot of units away at his main base to those few tanks that are just harassing him.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that he lost most of his army here. Protoss can do that, but not really when the Terran is Flash and he has 4 bases up himself. Because right now we're basically Stork is 1 up right now. He's got all 3 in the upper right, and that's it. And meanwhile, Flash just continue to harass. Beautiful mind placement there. He's got Flash. I mean, not to just I don't have any kind of romantic feelings towards Flash. I think he's just more of a robot. Like
I do.
basically, Flash. Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't love the guy, but he's just so good, He's like this StarCraft playing
Ooh,
monster.
beautiful
And, oh,
storm. Beautiful storm.
beautiful storms though. And he's got like Nada's vulture control. He's got Boxer's creativity. He's got I love UV's macro. He's got it all, and all he has to do is keep his shit together. Sorry I said that, but basically that's all he has to do, and he can win a Star League. He could be, unstoppable if he could just keep his head in the game, and we're seeing that right now. Anyway, Flash is losing his forces though, his tanks behind that temple, and meanwhile he's got the Science Vessel's out. Oh, the Science Vessel's gonna bite it, but it gets an EMP off. He needs to be careful about that, though, and he's going to do this push right now into Stork's natural. I don't know if Stork has anything left to defend against it, because like you were saying, he lost so many units, and now Flash pushing in. I mean, his mind placement's great. Stork is going to be in big trouble. His Arbiters are going to have to save him, basically, at this point.
Yeah, I think that's all he's relying on. He needs to get some stasis out stat, because right now he is losing a lot of units. His EMPs, I mean, the EMPs from Flash are going to do a lot of damage to even just the Dragoons, even if he's not catching Templars. I mean, they're just going to melt even more than they already do to siege tanks. And even though there are observers out on the field, I mean, Flash is picking them off. He's doing a good job of taking them out. We do see an Arbiter there, and still that shuttle. It's like that shuttle is the original shuttle. It is, it's doing pretty good actually, surviving. But he's going to have to start getting some real action going on here. He's got to get out of his base. He is now contained, and his forces are split. Nice Zealot bombs. Oh, nice mind drags with the Zealot bombs. Very well done by Stork, but it's not enough. He needs to do more. He needs more units. He's got to get those Arbiters in the mix. There's only one Goliath. He's got to take out that Goliath and start using that damn Arbiter. All right, now there's more Goliaths, but not enough. I mean, he's really got to get, if he doesn't get out of his base at this point, he's probably going to lose the match. I mean, this is the Terran push, late game Terran push, that if you cannot overcome it, you will lose. And Stork, at this point, has his work cut out for him. But he does have some Arbiters, and he is harassing Flash's new economy, his new expansions that he's trying to put up. So he does have that going for him. And the DTs are doing a pretty decent job of harassing as well. So if he can keep it up, he may be able to break it. But at this point, he's going to try to flank him. Oh, actually, we're going to see a very nice pincer attack if he decides to move in from Stork. And Stork delaying a little bit, waiting for the unsiege. The unsiege tanks. This is the perfect opportunity for Stork to move in, but no, he is going to wait. And no, he is not going to wait. But now the tanks are sieging on him, and he's going to lose all his units. So Flash totally just, I don't know, destroying Stork. Stork a little caught off guard or something. I think he had an opportunity to do a pretty decent pincer there, and he lost it.
Yeah, I know, but at least he's broken. It looks like, oh, and he's got stasis off. Nice stasis. He's broken the contain in front of his base temporarily. I don't know.
Yeah.
He might lose a lot of his forces, but he's got, now finally comes a squeeze. He's got forces coming from the south and the north, so this time Flash might be in trouble here, because Flash has lost his army. And he's lost that expansion he was trying to put up at the upper left.
Oh,
Flash on 2 bases. Oh, Flash! Oh no! This is what I mean. He's gonna start losing it. He's getting his facial tics. That is not good. When you see Flash with his facial tics like that, that means the machine is going haywire. It's like a voltage overload. The fuses are blowing inside the Flash machine, and Stork is, Stork right now pulling the lead here. I gotta say, I mean, this is not looking too good for Flash.
I was a little worried for Stork, but you're right. I mean, he did pull him off. Maybe I guess that stasis did a lot more than I thought it was going to do, and the force of Flash wasn't as big as I thought it was. But it looks at this point that Stork is actually in a pretty good position here. And Flash, I'm wondering if Flash is starting to get mined out, because I don't see that many units. His macro seems off. A couple of Science Vessels out there, and I don't know. Yeah, there we see an EMP going down on one of the Vultures, but it is not enough. There looks to be 3 Vultures out at this point, and Stork just power. Sorry, Arbiters. He's just powering his way through. What did I say?
vultures. But
Whoops.
yeah,
Vultures. How did I
Stork
screw
doing a
that one up?
great. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but Stork, wow, Stork also has finally stopped this annoying expansion behind his base from mining anymore. Oh, SCV is going to the turkey shoot. Sarah Palin turkey shoot there, gonna get killed, and oh,
Gobble gobble,
Flash,
bitch.
the the, the machine. The Terran machine that is Flash, the Terran mechanized unit that is Flash, looks like the computer is malfunctioning here. Needs to be repaired, and you know, Stork, the Dino Toss, is going to come back here. Great comeback. I mean, I think Flash just really had to. He really kind of overextended trying to kill Stork off, and hence he wasn't able to have any units to defend new expansions, which he desperately needed. I thought his economy was better than it actually was, but since he's only been mining off the backside of that temple expansion, I also think that affects it too, because you know his main two Vespene geysers have to be drained at this point, and that temple expansion is very vulnerable. Stork's temple expansion is very vulnerable. So I mean, his resource situation just hasn't been great this entire game. He hasn't taken normal expansions like you would expect him to, like in the upper left. I think if he had expanded to those directions, I think it would be better. But it looks like Stork now is going to go in for the killing blow. I don't think Flash can hold this off at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think we may see some interesting Arbiter play, although I'm not quite sure where they're going at this point. It looks like Stork is actually going to regroup, and you're right with your point about the expansions. I mean, Stork definitely did take the traditional, stasis on random vultures. So Stork, obviously with a plethora of magic for his Arbiters, doesn't know what to do with them. I'd like to see a recall or something interesting. And another expansion going down for Stork. So Stork definitely taking the lead at this point, and Flash in serious trouble. He's got his work cut out for him now, and I don't think there's much of anything he can do to come back. And yeah, look at that. He's just mining those minerals. What a waste. We are seeing a lot of taking out a couple Templars. We are seeing a lot of vultures because of that. Like you said, that he's got to be drained Vespene geysers by now, and so. I mean, his tank count is way low at this point in the game. He should have a ton more. And here comes the recall. I think we may see more than one for that matter. There's one. There's a stasis. And this is going to be it. He's going for the jugular.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. There's nothing he can do. And I mean, right now he's running off with just one normal geyser probably at Stork expansion. Oh, there's the other
another recall.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically, I don't think his economy situation was good at any point in this game. Really, you know, he was basically trying to run. He was, you know, to make an analogy with the current economy, he was like basically borrowing money to buy more stuff, and at the end, it caught up with him. The interest rates caught up with him, man. Subprime loans. GG coming from Flash.
GG. Wow. Wow. Good game, man.
Impressive
Stork
play.
played well.
Good
Well,
revenge.
both played pretty well. Both played pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling a little happy after beating Flash, and Flash actually looking a little ticked off. I mean, I think he was expecting to win, and I just want to give a shout out to my man Firebat Hero over there. But well played by Stork for sure.
Yeah, looks like
he got
Stork
3 stars.
Yeah,
4 stars.
4 stars. I have no idea what that means, by the way. People
Me
ask all
neither.
the time, but I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Oh, Dino Toss! Dinosaur Toss! Dinosaur
breathing
Toss!
fire.
Fire breathing fire! Godzilla Toss! Godzilla
That's
Toss!
awesome.
And Cute Angel! Freaking Prozean, most useless
I
player
hate
in the
that
Pro
kid.
League, 0-6. 0-6.
Awesome.
Alright, we're going to do the entire series, by the way. Moving on. Thanks for watching.